It's time now for Transatlantic Talk.
Transatlantic Talk with Caroline Feraday.
Yeah, Caroline Feraday, how are we?
I am so well. Oh, I love the royal we in there. We are well.
Are we?
One is well.
Why is one well?
One is well.
But why is one well?
Why wouldn't one be well? It is a billion degrees, but
Okay.
apart from that...
All right, this is not going anywhere. Good, well, I'm very pleased to hear that you're well. What news?
Well, it's never a quiet week, is it? But it's been a busy one in terms of politics and the law. So let's start with a bit of Hunter Biden, Joe Biden's son, of course, who has been a fairly controversial figure anyway, but they had these charges lined up against him. These were to do with tax evasion, but there was also a more serious charge to do with him lying on a form when he obtained guns. And what had happened is prosecutors and his defence team had sort of lined up a plea deal, fairly common thing to do. And then they went through the sort of standard rigmarole of just going to court and having that almost like rubber stamped, except very dramatically, that deal did not get rubber stamped and all fell down in the court. And the judge didn't go along with it and told them to scurry along and come up with something new because she didn't like what she saw in that deal. So that was a bit of a shock start to the week, really.
I'll say. Very surprising indeed, actually. And any other news, just in terms of more legal challenges or legal goings-on?
To do with Hunter, or
yes.
to do with
anything else?
President?
Well, before we come to that, but anything else transpired from that case?
Well, what will happen is, in sort of 30 days, they'll have to go back. And the real sticking point is whether or not this plea deal gives him sort of immunity from future prosecutions. And that is a sort of sticking point, because there are some other things that the prosecution are possibly looking at him over, and the defence saying, well, if we're doing a plea deal, I mean, it's a sort of standard tussle. It's just that normally that kind of thing is done before you get to the courtroom. So for it to fall down in the courtroom, very dramatic indeed.
Very dramatic. Should we talk about Trump? Because there isn't a day that doesn't go by that we don't talk about Trump.
Yeah, here we go. Another day, another indictment.
Yeah, I know. I mean, literally, he's collecting them.
Yeah, it's extraordinary. I mean, he is the only former president to be facing a federal criminal case, and there's further indictments. Now, this is to do with the documents, the top secret documents that were concealed at Mar-a-Lago, say prosecutors, and this indictment says that it sort of added in some more defendants as well, that two of his employees, his former valet and his former property manager, colluded along with Trump at his request to delete security footage, video security footage that prosecutors had asked for, that they had requested to have. And they have this sort of series of text messages and conversations that went on about deleting that footage, and a lot more information coming out about what happened and what happened with that investigation. But it really is sort of the next sort of drama. But none of this, and I know we have said this so many times, the rules just don't seem to apply when it comes to Donald Trump. No. Because all of this, you know, this is a man who is putting forward this presidential bid for the 2024 election. All this kind of does is kind of fuel his base to give him more money. His PAC, which is like the way that they do the politics, sort of the financial side of politics in these campaigns, is they have this committee, that where all the money goes and they allocate it. Well, their biggest expense so far this year has been the legal fees of Donald Trump. So, and like it's like 40 million or something outrageous like that. I mean, it is good business for him to keep getting charged, because he keeps raising money from his base that way. I mean, it's so extraordinary. People will study this in political science classes for years and years and years to come,
absolutely.
and probably not know the answer.
No, well, I mean, I saw the pictures at Mar-a-Lago. I saw all of the boxes of classified documents stacked up in that bathroom. I mean, I just don't understand how on earth he got into that situation where that happened.
He has this way, and his former fixer, Michael Cohen, has talked about this a lot, and I read Michael Cohen's book, of kind of getting people to be super loyal to him. So this appears to sort of be another situation where two people who, you know, potentially quite ordinary folks who worked for him in Florida are like, have this super loyalty to him and will sort of go above and beyond.
It is extraordinary. It is extraordinary. Let's also talk about, we spoke about it this last week, I think, about the strike that's taking place over in the States. Now, it's had real repercussions, this, in Hollywood, hasn't it?
Yeah, so you know that Hollywood has sort of two seasons. They have summer and they have awards season. But awards season has been impacted already by the writers being on strike and actors being on strike. It's a double strike with no end in sight. And the Emmy Awards, which is one of the real sort of big occasions of the year, all those big television shows, Succession, White Lotus, Ted Lasso, another nominee there, that has been postponed. So that was scheduled to take place in September. It's not actually confirmed when it will happen. I mean, they're talking about it happening in January, which certainly suggests that they're expecting the strike for writers and actors to be extended and for them to not come to an agreement anytime soon. Whether or not that will happen in January isn't confirmed yet, but certainly it's not going to happen in September because they can't get the actors there, can't get the writers there.
And just in terms of that, is there any sense of them backing down over the pay? I mean, I was really struck that you've got Hollywood names who are standing in solidarity with people who really don't get paid very well at all. As you know, being a writer is really tough work, and of course you get paid for one gig, but you may not work for many weeks or indeed months after that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is not a strike for the tiny percentage of A-listers, and it's very easy to kind of get distracted by that. This is a strike for the thousands of members who really do, you know, struggle to get by, and the conditions aren't that great. And I think that they feel, on both the writers and the actors, feel that this is sort of their shot to kind of get this sorted, particularly the acting side, where they have got this real sticking point about AI technology and the use of AI technology, that if they don't resolve it right now, then in the future, you know, it will be unresolvable. It'll be something that they can't unpick. So I think that their position is fairly entrenched. I think that the studios are fairly entrenched as well. And for the time being, it is going to be a long, drawn-out strike with no end in sight. I mean, the studios tend to say, well, we'll just get something else then. So the pressure isn't quite enough on them yet, I think. But
you're right. I think they are right. They have to solve this AI business now, because otherwise, if it continues, then obviously it'll be much harder for them to fight this. And the idea that you can use someone's image, you know, you film one scene and then they use your image in perpetuity without paying you, that seems deeply unfair.
I mean, it does to me, certainly, and it obviously does to the people for whom that would directly impact in terms of sort of their ability to work and earn money in their chosen profession. And it's not just about, well, OK, you can say, well, get another job then. No one's entitled to be an actor. OK, but those studios will still be making money off of those people. So really it's about exploitation and not exploiting those people for whom those big studios and those streaming giants are making millions.
Absolutely right. It'll be very interesting to see how this resolves. Caroline, thank you very much. Such a pleasure to talk to you. Caroline Feraday, and of course that was Transatlantic Talk.